It's National Signing Day, and once again, the Indiana Hoosiers have signed another strong group of young men to join the football program in Bloomington and continue the progress that the Hoosiers have started in the Big Ten Conference. From the Henke Hall of Champions inside the north end zone of Memorial Stadium, welcome into the 2015 edition of the Indiana Football Signing Day Special. I'm Greg Murray. We have a great show lined up for you. Coach Wilson is here with me to start. We'll bring in the assistant coaches as well and break down everybody that is a new part of this 2015 signing class. And Coach, thanks as always for joining us. Congratulations on a great class this morning. 22 new signees with 2 UAB transfers tacked along with it. It's a very well-balanced group, a lot of terrific athletes that are going to fill a lot of needs for this team.
Well, we sure hope so. Again, we battled very, very hard. I think 3 years in a row. By the recruiting services ratings, our class has really picked up as far as the how these kids were valued by other people, their offers, their opportunities and whatnot. So a lot of length and speed, a lot of guys that played quarterback, athlete, could play all over. But we like the guys for sure, and it's a very strong class for us. Coach,
10 listed on the offense, 7 defensive with 5 listed as athletes. Every team loses players from one year to the other due to graduation. This year with Tevin Coleman choosing to go to the NFL, but this year also has plenty of starters to go along with this new incoming class, and it'll be a lot of mix of veterans along with these new guys.
You know, it shouldn't. In our recruiting process, we never promise, hey, come here, you're going to play as a freshman start, but we've played a lot. And I think these guys, we have several guys that could be guys that could factor in the returning game. A lot of the guys, I think, are athletically, could be great special team players. Some are going to provide some immediate offensive depth as far as whether it be Jordan Howard at running back or Devontae Williams, whether it be a lot of the receivers that we signed. There's 4 offensive linemen, 3 D linemen. We didn't take a lot of linebackers. We were good at the linebacker position the last 2 years. So only 1 inside linebacker, 1 outside linebacker. But outside of that, there's a lot of balance in this class. I expect a lot of them to factor into the depth chart early when they get here.
Coach, here on signing day, the letters started coming in immediately, first thing in the morning. We have some footage from earlier as the team was together with a breakfast, getting the letters and making some announcements. Let's check out some footage from this morning.
Indiana selects defensive back Tyler Green, Waldorf, Maryland, DeMatha Catholic High School with his first pick.
Looking at the breakdown of the class, Coach, this recruiting class, 22 guys with the 2 transfers, it's from 10 different states. The core group from here in Indiana, Ohio, and Illinois in the Midwest base, but the relationships that your coaches and yourself have developed with all sorts of high school coaches around the country, and it's really built for a spread out class that brings all sorts of balance. There's some from Florida, Georgia, but also plenty from right here in the backyard of Indianapolis.
No doubt. And I think with the Big Ten brand, with the brand of Indiana University, you're a global institution, and I think the Big Ten brand is nationwide. So your opening arms welcomed in a lot of regions as you go. It was a great event this morning, great turnout with our administration and team. We started 6 a.m. with the team workout prior to those faxes coming in at 7. But we started locally. There's 10 guys from the Midwest. We've always kind of started in the backyard. 4 great players from Indiana this year with Brandon Knight, Joe Belden, Jacob Robinson, Isaac James. Got a couple out of Ohio, as we always do. I think 3, 2 out of Chicago's been good for us. And this year, a St. Louis guy. First time we need to do, get back in. There's 3.5 hours and great football there in St. Louis. So 10 of the Midwest. When you shoot down I-75 into Atlanta, the 4th largest alumni base, Georgia's been kind with Midwest ties and great football. Georgia and Florida have always been kind. And this year, I think with Maryland Rutgers coming in, it's our first time going into the D.C. area. And we got 3 kids out of the D.C. area. So kids from all over. I think that's a product of being a great school that's nationally known. And I think Big Ten football is widely accepted around the country.
Coach, here on the show, we'll have several assistants on with us to break down all the individual players. Take me through the process when you're recruiting these guys, not only yourself, the assistant coaches, the brand of Indiana football, and everything that the town of Bloomington has to offer, and go along with these players. everybody gets involved when you're recruiting these kids.
No doubt, and it means a lot from we have some guys when we go on campus, some of our car dealers give us some nicer cars to just tool them around campus, or the people at the hotel that have a great setup and take care of us when we get there. That's awesome. So much of that's a part of it. It's our team selling it. It's our coaches starting with the process early. But we work hard to build relationships, and we fight for commitments to the end, and we don't pressure kids to recruit. And I think that's why we're able to maintain the 22 guys that we signed. We actually felt that Camion Patrick that signed late, a JC player committed the other day, was coming to us. We kind of felt that all along the last few weeks. We work hard to build relationships, and I think because of that, the way the coaches recruit, the way our team connects with the prospects, we've been able to land some guys and stick with them and really build some strong classes these last few years.
The last 3 years specifically seem to be very, very strong, near the top 50, 40 in the country, and this class in particular ranked by a lot of the recruiting services, but that doesn't include 2 big members that will be newcomers next year in transfers from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and Jordan Howard as a running back, and Marquis Hawkins. Those 2 already here on campus starting to get acclimated, and there's no doubt about it, they'll bring some experience from the collegiate level already and just some physicality to this team as well.
No doubt. And again, our class could have went to 25. We're actually holding one. Could have extended it to a few players that we did not. A couple guys we pursued, we did not get at the end. So we're holding one. But we had 22 signed today. But maybe 2 of the bigger guys, was our receiver position needs to improve where it dropped off the last couple of years with some graduation. Marquis Howard, a big kid at signed with Florida high school, same high school as one of our players, Keontae Walton, Columbus Carver, great program in Georgia. Excited to have Marquis, a big physical receiver. And of all the guys, again, no recruiting value to the recruiting rankings, but you lose a great running back in Tevin Coleman, second in the nation in running the football in college football, but we brought in Jordan Howard. He was 7th in the nation in yards per game. Now, I've noticed now some people say he's 10th in the nation because some guys, well, they played more games. They played 13, 14, 15 games. This kid played 12 games. He is 7th in the nation in yards per game. He was 2nd in the nation in carries. So he's a durable, dependable back, and I think those 2 are 2 great additions to this recruiting class.
Coach, those 2 already on campus, getting acclimated. As we mentioned, the remainder of the class will join over the summer. Take me through what the first steps once they start the workouts to get acclimated to just being in college in the weight room, and then once you hit the field as well?
Well, we've already talked to those guys, and great question, Greg, because number one, they have February, March, April, and May, 4 months before we get them in June with Coach Hill. So don't wait for us. You've got 4 months, 120 days of preparation. Coach Hill and the strength staff will have 60 days, 2 months. Our coaching staff, we get 30 days, 29 practices before your first game. So bottom line, they're going to be sent a workout packet. They'll all have, quote, personal trainers. Yeah. But it's really, we've challenged all those guys to come in ready, because if they come in ready, I believe our strength staff, our coaching staff will get them right. Some of these seniors, if they don't mean to, they'll relax. And if they come into summer needing to get ready, they're not going to be where we want them to be. So we've challenged these guys to really take it, enjoy the senior year, all the great events of being a senior. A lot of guys are graduating early. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I love senior year. Enjoy the senior year, but let's get preparing so we can have a great summer. And I expect a lot of these guys to impact our team strong this summer and early in their career.
Well, Coach, while we have you here, let's get an update on the current guys enjoying the offseason, hitting it hard in the weight room, starting to prepare for spring ball as well, which will be here before we know it. And then once the 2015 season gets underway, September 5th will be the opening kickoff here at home against Southern Illinois. How are the guys doing right now in the weight room?
We've got everybody here. We had a great fall semester academically. So academically, we're in great shape with our progress with our kids in that regard. Health-wise, we're very, very healthy in our workouts. We've had several leadership building opportunities that we've had with some groups working with our team. Like, say, first thing this morning, we had our 6 a.m. station workout. We're into that mode right now. A lot of veteran guys stepping up. The team appears to be healthy. We're going to train very hard weight room all the way through spring break. We used to do about a week of spring practice before spring break. Greg, we're going to take it all the way to spring break. We will start spring ball after spring break, having a true spring game on Saturday the 18th. Probably have another scrimmage on April the 18th. We'll have another scrimmage April the 11th, and we're going to wrap up somewhere around Little 500 weekend with one remaining scrimmage on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday around the Little 500 weekend in April. So looking forward to spring ball, but recruiting's ended. we're into winter conditioning, and this class is awesome. But we love the kids coming back, and we'll have a great year with this older group here first.
No doubt about that. Well, Coach, again, congratulations on a strong signing class, and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to take our first break on the show and step aside by showing a video of Coach Wilson and the rest of the Big Ten coaches who took a trip to ESPN earlier this year. When we come back, we'll start highlighting the 2015 signing class individually, joined by cornerbacks coach Brandon Shelby and offensive coordinator Kevin Johns here on the Indiana Football Signing Day Special.